win it here.
Well, this game is really... We've focused very much, and quite rightly so, on those sort of the 4 remaining top 4 contenders.
Yeah.
But we can't forget Outsiders and M&M in this. There are opportunities for these 2 teams to still make it. Of course, we've got BDS on 12, and then all the other contenders apart from Heroic are sat on 13. M&M and Outsiders with 2 wins could surpass that total. They could get to 14 or 15 points respectively for the 2 of them. So basically, if any of those other teams in the mix lose both of their remaining games, Outsiders or M&M could nick in and get it. And so Outsiders are in a direct position here to start influencing that. If they get the win against Rogue, this is massive for them. And it could come down to a final Playday show day against M&M, because that's who Outsiders play next week.
So Outsiders literally have the opportunity here to put Rogue into that firing line here, and if M&M are able to keep up today as well, then, well, these 2 teams will be taking on each other for a potential major spot. Of course, a lot of other things still need to happen, and as we quickly check over the ban, I do see the 0 that was mentioned before needed to be removed by Outsiders to stop Rogue from using that. So well read by them there. They realized it and managed to get rid of it. And that means round 1 will shortly be underway. Rogue starting on the attack, but Outsiders on that defense. Of course, we have seen quite a bit of bank here throughout the season yet. So let's see if, we see something new compared to these last couple of days we've seen.
Oh, I'm really excited for these games tonight, and it gets underway with a big one. We are going to be heading into round number 1. It's going to be staff and open area that we kick off the defence with, and Outsiders, they're going to be trying to hold on to that mid-floor site. We've got Pasha immediately leaping off the lineup, and I say leaping quite specifically because he's going to be playing on the Oryx, who of course can leap up those hatches. Plenty of rotation opportunity. I would expect to see Pasha out on the roam, also using his bulk of body to open up the soft walls as he can charge through them in cost of a little bit of damage, which you will see. Bottom left, we saw Pasha opening up one of those rotations, so he takes, I think it's 5 hit points.
Yeah, it's 5 HP.
It's 5 HP that he's going to lose, but he won't mind that at all, especially if it gets him a bit loosey-goosey and just opened up on the roam.
Now, he also carries the Bailiff, Tim, and with the Thunderbird on the board, he could just quickly hop down one of these hatches, heal himself back up to full, and jump back up to the top. So even if he uses that Ramadesh to start creating some rotations, it's by no means going to be the end of potentially taking a less, one bullet less in a gunfight there. Either way, Rogue on the attack are approaching from the side, going up for the rappel, seeming to want to take the CEO first. But it's exactly where Pasha is, I believe, hiding out. Crying already inside Archives, though. That is a very quick entry here.
Yeah, going to need that top floor control if they want to try and aggress onto site later in the round. But as you say, Rogue and Crying particularly not messing about. There is a tension towards the top floor. Kanto's opened the windows. He's certainly making noise in that direction. But Pasha is going to find himself head-to-head with Crying if he's not careful. Milon manages to get an opener onto Rips. That is a good start up on the top floor. But Kanto finding FMX level things up. 4 versus 4. Pasha, he's just sneaking through here. I think he's aware of Crying, but he seems to be aware of him in return, and we've got a little bit of a standoff here.
Might be the other way around, though. Pasha, of course, wants to retake that ground, but, they have no one in there. They cannot quite see if Crying is, in fact, there, and I believe a drone had spotted out Pasha. And now, as he falls back, Crying is going for a bit of a more aggressive hunt here. Sees someone run by. He's not going to pull that trigger just yet. Wants to make sure he has a clean kill and make sure they grab that advantage for the side of Rogue.
Milon just opening up his angles there. He's going to play himself in and around the hatch. We've seen this quite often. Bit of a standard position. And then he can drop away if he needs to, if the pressure mounts too much or something like a nade flies in. He's got that opportunity to drop himself away. Kanto just opening up those vertical angles now. So Rogue obviously happy that they've got that top floor control and can start looking in towards the site. Milon, I'm just keeping an eye on him. He's got his 1 kill so far and he's just stock still inside of sight at the minute. He's shotgun in hand and he's just waiting for that late round execute to come along.
Now, Rask in a very good position onto the blue stairs here as well. Normally, the push does come down from the quad wall or the kitchen door. However, it seems like Rogue is going for a bit of a different approach here. Of course, they have the small office and the opening inside and the Archives control, so that might actually be the point of ingress that they would like to go for here. And with just limited time left, the can opener will be destroyed by one of those impacts, but that is also going to let Rask know, hey, they're looking to find the entry still from the quad wall, so stay where you are.
and he's just going to have to time this. That's what it's all about on the Thunderbird now, is exactly when does he go. Smash, he's getting aggressive here. He sees the man on the stairs. He finds the shots. Can he find himself a second? He doesn't know, I think, that there's somebody inside of Archive. Certainly doesn't know for certain, but that was a big kill. Milon, he gets himself a second on the round. It's going to be a headshot onto Cryan, and now 2 versus 4. Rogue are up against it. Deepak manages to find Smash, but with time ticking by, 15 seconds left to go, this is not going to be easy. You can see now Pasha on this top floor. He's going to make a nuisance of himself. Nice and easy. Shot down onto Kanto. Absolutely free, and it's all up to the low HP Deepak to try and find something. Moving into sight, it's Milon for his third of the round. He peeks around the corner, and it is as easy as 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be round number 1 going the way of Outsiders.
Deepak, of course, spotted there by the beepers that were able to give away his position, but it didn't really matter at that moment in time anymore. The diffuser already dropped and still present elsewhere for the side of Outsiders. And if you then start to think what went wrong, well, if you look at it, Rogue had a really great start. They had the Archives under control. They cut down the site basically in half with Cryan being there, but as he didn't take any of the engagements, people continued to rotate back and forth on the side of Outsiders. And at that point, they started retaking. They started getting these entries. They started locking them off. And whereas Rogue might have wanted to go for a, let's say, Archives and main hall push from the elevators, maybe that would have been more successful. They wanted to go for the quad wall, for the default. That's what everybody usually does for this side. But with the roamer of Rask still around the corner, still down on those blue stairs, and the impact tricks and the orcs that could jump back up, there's just too little control for them to truly lock it off. And that is how they managed to retake that round into their own hands.
The thing is, this second site choice, I don't know if you agree with me, might well play into the hands of Rogue here. So basically, round 1, Rogue aren't thorough enough. They don't get enough map control. They don't deal with everybody that they need to. Milon, he's going for it, but he's not going to quite find his man. Kanto manages to avoid that. But continuing my point, round 2, they've gone to the top floor, Hap, and I feel like that gives Rogue a sort of a solution to that problem. They don't need to be as thorough here. There's less that they need to take control of. Whereas for me, Outsiders, I'm thinking, get down to the basement, get yourself out in the map again, and keep it difficult for Rogue. Make them have to clear you again.
That's the thing, right? If you're on the top floor, you only theoretically need to clear out that top floor. If you're on the basement, then all the floors above will need to be cleared as well. By the way, some good usage there of the EMPs that we saw, just perfectly angled so they fall on a little bit of the pillar statue out there. Will allow the opening to be made in the electric to not be successful. So Kanto has been opened up, and that means that they can now start putting some pressure down that hallway, and more importantly, make sure that that will actually be safe if they would like to go up for a spiral stairs push.
Rips is going to join Kanto momentarily on those windows. He's just got the diffuser in hand, and that tells us everything about how this plant is likely to go down. We've got Claymores galore down on the ground there. Cryan, he's managed to find Rask as an opener, and that is exactly what Rogue needed here. But FMX, he gets one, and he takes Kanto off the rappel. Leon manages to get the trade immediately back, though. So 4 versus 3, and this one keeps swinging around. But what I was saying about the site choice is coming true here. Rogue have got less to deal with, and they're doing a better job of it. But who else? Milon manages to get Outsiders back into this, levels things up 3-3.
From the outside window there, he actually managed to pick up a quite important kill. And of course, with FMX falling, suddenly a lot of space opened up near the banana side of things, but Rogue not quite taking control of that yet. Cryan stays up on a rappel here. They want to lock off the rotation through this hallway, which Milan is currently using. But they cannot quite rely on that. If they do go in for the plant, which seems to be a repel-in plan right now, with Deepak already close to the castle barricades, they need Cryan in a different position, in a different opportunity to provide some cover if they want to plant.
Deepak's just holding his angle. He's got himself inside of the map. He's got an angle through the site, but he's not able to pick anybody up at the minute. Rips is going to look to try and join him now. Diffuser in hand, so there could be an opportunity here for Rogue to try and get the diffuser down. Deepak perfectly positioned to find the headshot onto Pasha. Nade comes out, going to do some damage to Smash, but he's going to try to make a move. He's got to do something here. He finds him, takes Cryan down with the shotgun, and that gives him a long angle. Rips is going to take damage. Rips is going to be dropped, and that's going to be the diffuser down on the floor. 15 seconds, and it's Deepak last alive again. He's going to have an opportunity to pick Rips up, but this is a Hail Mary play, Hap. This is a last gasp effort, Milon. He sees the feet. He can't find the shots, though. It's Rip shuts him down, but Smash ultimately managing to find that final kill. And Milon, he already had Deepak down. And that is Outsiders taking round number 2 as well. And Rogue, they need to stop this train before it gets rolling too fast.
Yeah, they definitely need to, because otherwise their major spot might be at risk with this. And what went wrong there is quite easily to explain. Crying just needed to hold the top of the square there. Needed to get rid of the player inside Janitor. But as soon as he tossed in that first grenade, that was the call. A second one will be coming. They know we're here. So he goes aggressive with that shotgun, retakes the top of square. Crying is now dead. You know the last two just repelled into the building. So you have that long angle you can use. A lot of damage done towards Rips there. And Deepak that was trying to loop around as well. Unable to eventually get those kills. So just a little bit of aggression from the Janitor closet up towards Crying up the top of square. It's absolutely crucial for that round to go Outsiders their way. And now they're going down to the basement. So we're going to have 3 floors that need to be cleared out by Rogue, unless they decide to do something completely different here.
3 floors and a vigil, Hap. Outsiders are just recognising exactly what Rogue are struggling to
as well.
That's it. They're recognising exactly what they've struggled to deal with previously, and they've said, right, let's make that even more difficult here. I could be wrong. Wait until Ras switches back to his primary. It can't be the Boss G. Surely not. It must be that my eye caught the shotgun underneath on Smash. Surely it must be.
Now, you never know. It might have been a challenge, for the Battle Pass.
No, it's not.
Okay,
it's not.
K1A.
I've just caught the silhouette underneath.
We did have it every now and then, when the Battle Pass challenges just came out. But it's not the case going to be around now. The top floor needing to be cleared here. Rips trying to be very quickly to the top of squares, looking all the way around. Gets spotted, though, by the proximity alarm. And that gives Rask the idea, indeed, that he is being hunted. Milon on the other side will be trying to provide some support, and Rask finds the first kill. It's Crying to be knocked out.
The problems continue for Rogue here, and it is the same problem, Hap. It's the inability to clear out the roamers, and it is going to start costing them. Rips is in a very dangerous position there. He's top of square, he's on the thermite, he's got diffuser in hand, and if he finds himself head-to-head with Rask and he loses that fight, that could be a big problem, because he's going to put that diffuser down in no man's land. For the time being, Rask has been forced away. Leon is on the hunt. He knows that he's down there, but not exactly where. Rask, perfectly played, just takes up a couple of little shots, dips away, and back to the next position. And that's what these two are going to do. They're just going to keep working together. Milon and Ras particularly. Pasha's now been brought into the action as well inside of staff. And it's just about dipping back and back and back and back and wasting time, taking lives and making Rogue worried about moving on to the next floor each time.
Pasha's job there is just to sit there with the super shorty waiting for one of your teammates to come in. You open up the hatch and then you're playing the position until you're deaf here. And Pasha is trying to dig in deep on the cubicles here, hoping that someone will be caught off guard on the side of Rogue, because there's 60 seconds left. And guess what? They still haven't done anything towards the side. They need to start dropping hatches soon, because that is basically all they have control of right now. Of course, Deepak takes control of the servers, but that's not going to be enough.
No, it's not. If they want to go in through the servers, they need to get Rips down there quickly. Pasha, he manages to find the kill onto Kanto, and it keeps going wrong for Rogue here. They are now 3-5 in terms of man count behind. They can have Leon open up the wall, so that is the job done there. They don't need the hard breach. It was left soft by Outsiders. That gives them access to the plant spot at least, but in a 5v3, it's not going to be easy, Hat, because there's going to be an opportunity for Outsiders here to potentially rotate back upstairs and use the hatches against them. For the time being, Leon's up there to try and prevent that, but it leaves them short on the attack onto site itself. We've got the Toxic Babe canisters coming out. We've got Deepak on the Ying. He's ready to go. He needs to launch the Candelas. Is that the smoke? Yep. Yes, it is. The Candela will follow, and that's going to make it difficult now for Outsiders to challenge this plant. They have to make this happen to Rogue. 6 seconds left to go. Rips, he's going to try and stick it. Will he get the opportunity? Leon with the perfect cover there, but he's left all alone. 1v4, he's downed, and that is going to be another round for Outsiders.
Good retake there as Milon. He's just hopping up the hatch there. He's like, we did it, boys. Let's get the defuse down as round 3. Let's go up to round 4 here. Well retaken from them. Of course, a lot of stall coming through. 3 smoke canisters, forcing to wait just a little bit there.
As we saw Rask, it was about 1:30 that he dropped down main stairs and he was heading for that hatch with Pasha. But ultimately, it was still another 40 seconds before Outsiders were actually down there and using the hatches, and it's just they don't have that confidence of, yes, we've moved them, and whether that's down to droning, whether it's down to comms, whether it's, you know, it just doesn't seem the information's there for Rogue to think, yes, we can move into that area confidently.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Of course, they did go for the drop. You still need to drone. You still need to find the information, because even though they did drop all the way through, Pasha still behind, of course, back then inside of the cubicle. So, inside the open area. And that is the current site where we are now playing. Last time we saw Rogue take some quick control of the archives, take some quick control of the top floor as well, but after that it all kind of fell short. They weren't able to quite open up what they needed to. They wanted to go for the quad wall, but impacts still around on the side of Smash were able to stop that from happening, and guess what? Exactly that is the case now as well. 2 impacts on him, and he will be playing near that quad wall, so if they want to go for the opening, they need to follow that up with some grenades themselves. Now, they have 4 in pocket, fortunately. However, Smash can be literally anywhere in that kitchen. As long as he can make that toss, he can be anywhere. And it's really hard to predict where to get that grenade in.
So last time around, back in round number 1, we saw Rogue attacking onto this same site. They struggled to get control. They weren't thorough enough in the clearance, and they were hurt when they went for that final push onto quad wall. As you say, they need to make sure that's different this time. They need to be clearing out players, particularly like Rask, who will be lurking around those blue stairs given the opportunity. Movement looks a little bit quicker from Rogue. They are getting themselves into the top floor. That is better. Deepek managing to get himself a nice opener in there onto Banana, gets the kill onto FMX and shuts the man down. That is the start that Rogue needed on this top floor clearance.
That's the second one. Rips finds a very important kill. Now it's only up to Milan up on that top floor to try and stay alive, but he finds one. Kanto goes down as he repels in, and Milan now is trying to hold on to for more. Has an SMG, has a shotgun. He can challenge these close angles if he wants to, and as soon as Deepek wants to go for a repel in, he surely will be taken out as well. It's a concussion to come in, a grenade to follow, but it's Leon Gitz that actually picks him up right as he goes for the rotate all the way from below through 2 hatches there. So well played by them. That's now only 2 members left on Outsiders.
Way better from Rogue here in terms of 2 things: recognizing where the players are and where the problems will come from, and then dealing with them as Rips deals with Rask. Leon gonna shut down Smash for that final kill, and that looked like a completely different Rogue side to the one we've seen for the 3 rounds before it.
It looks like a flawless round. You almost forgot about Kanto that did get picked up as he went for the swinging, but Rogue, super dominant in this one round, basically picked them apart one by one, realized where they were. They slowly moved their pieces into the right position and were able to execute as a result. And now 3-1, back to staff room open area. We're running it back here for the side of Outsiders. They do not want to continue their rotation, at least for now, hoping to, of course, knock Rogue off their speed. They also realize they lost a lot of players, maybe in an unnecessary way, in a way where they could have maybe stuck around a little bit longer, played a bit more passively. So that's what they will be trying right now. A different approach towards the same side.
Yeah, Outsiders maybe feeling that, you know, the first 3 rounds has maybe got the better of them a little bit, and it's a little bit of, you know, over-aggression from them, as you say, you know, taking fights that they didn't necessarily need to. I'm surprised to say there's nothing wrong with going back to the site you've just lost, but I'm surprised given the way that they lost that last round. It was pretty comprehensive for Rogue. I'd have thought Outsiders might have just wanted to wipe the board clean there and go somewhere else. But no, they're going to double down and they're going to try and get things done here in round 5. I think we've got a little issue with the man count. Don't panic, it's not 5 versus 4. It's still 5 versus 5.
I don't know how that happened.
I've never seen that before. I can assure you that all of Rogue are alive at the minute, so don't glance up and wonder what's going on there. We will keep you abreast of just who's where.
See if the count will correct itself as soon as the first kill started to head into this round. 2 minutes 30 on the clock, and Rogue, again on the same side, they just managed to confidently win, and you see a big change here. There's not that many players upstairs. Actually, there's no one upstairs. They're trying to go for some vertical holes, though. Ooh. Kanto is spotting out one, but I believe it's Milan that actually managed to do some damage towards him and was unable to actually land the kill on either side. But still, it's a good start for Rogue here. They have that top floor control under their belts. Now they just need to head towards that quad wall there.
Working quickly again, and that is what worked for them last time. Disgusting little angle that Milan had held onto that window, and Kanto lucky not to find himself the victim of a little headshot there, but Milan, he dips himself away. He's not going to continue that fight. Ready now, Rogue, to push down into the mid-floor relay. I think confident that they've got that top floor. They'll have Kanto in there very soon. He certainly is rappelling in now, and will look to get that sledgehammer working to get some vertical angles to try and clear. Next up is Archives and Tellers.
Trying to find that control indeed to basically force the defenders back into the site. And that is what Kanto is doing up top here as well. Make that verticality possible for Rogue. Make it a bit of discomfort for the players to be there, and they will go back towards the site. As soon as they're back on the site, you just lock off your angles one by one when you do go for the execute. And Milan looking to go for a drop here could always come in with the C4 at the end of the thing. No, actually have used that, so never mind. Scratch that. But they do want to go for the triple wall here, or quad wall.
A lot of progress being made by Rogue. They are slowly picking apart this defence, utility piece by utility piece. Leon working underneath. He knows that Rask was a problem last time around. They're not going to allow that bottom floor to be an issue for them. If anything, they're going to use it in the opposite direction. Leon looking to move forward, but Milan's aware. He sees the shots come through. It could be an easy one, but no, Leon, he's going to back himself away and not continue that fight. He's happy so long as they've got blue stairs locked down. 35 seconds to go, and Milan using the sound as a little barrier there. He's going to go on the hunt here. He's looking to get himself up blue stairs potentially. Leon manages to find FMX, but Milan could be a big factor here, Hap.
Could be a very big factor indeed. 20 seconds and they're going for the execute on the side of Rogue. He comes in the back of them with the blue stairs here, but it seems like Rogue has gone for a bit of a rotation himself. It's only Rips up on that double door there. The rest is all in different positions, looking to go for an execute in multiple different areas here, but they have no time. There's 5 seconds. They need to go for the plant, and they have no clue about, I believe that is Rask. Oh, they will find the kill. Actually, Milan comes around the corner, finds one. It's a 2-on-2. They need to go for the plant, but they don't even attempt it. And Outsiders will be able to win their fourth round and make sure that they at least end this half leading.
2v2 in the site come the end there, I think is probably a little bit sort of positive for Rogue, in that it wasn't really that close. Milan was in such a position there that there was very little possibility for Rogue to be able to win that round, despite it looking like it might have been a close finish. I think ultimately Milan is going to mop that up one way or another. And again, it's a little bit of an information problem for Rogue there, perhaps, because there was a flank drone at the bottom of blue stairs. Milan took it out. They didn't pick up on the shots taking it out, and they didn't see him on the drone. There wasn't anybody watching it, despite them having a man dead at that point, and Milan was able to get up to the top of blue stairs and potentially have a big impact. In fact, I think it was 2 men dead at that point. I think it was 3v3 when Milan was at the top of blue stairs.
Yeah, it was, but we did see Rips rotating around from that double door. I just called it Dutch door there. Back towards the archives, so maybe they were aware that someone was coming on the flank, because he did go for a big rotate there, which could have cost them the round, because as soon as the jumping came from the copy window, they realized, well, kitchen is safe, so we could theoretically have gone for the plan there, but Rip's already long gone at that point. Either way, 4-1, the Ossa is coming in here for the basement push, and that might indicate to you that this will be a very quick game. Let's say control the CCTV, control the top square hatch, and then go for a plan behind the Ossa shield.
Feels like a bit of a roll of the dice from Rogue here, where not much else has been working, so let's give it a whirl. Smash still going to have his deployable shield in hand. He's going to want to get that utility out. Can be very powerful. He's sort of thinking about it, but he's not going to position it for the time being. He's just using it to dip backwards and forwards, but Rogue have very quickly taken control of servers here. Leon's going to be putting that shield down, the Talon shield deployed, and he can just now sit in behind it. Rips opens up the wall, and Leon can start to feed a little bit of information in. The drone is going to go, and in a 5v5, they're not going to rush this plant, but there's a real opportunity for Rogue here.
Now, all there really is going to be the 3 smoke canisters and 2 impacts. The first one just got used, but Leon took a lot of damage. The second one now used as well, and that means that the talent shield can be deployed, and they could go for a plant. All that's really stopping them now is 2 of these smoke canisters, because there is someone all the way at the top of square that is looking to shut down that hatch. Milan, however, is in a great position to try and make something happen, as Rips finds a very important kill. Crown finds Milan, and that means that they could now theoretically go for a plant if it wasn't for Pasha retaking the top here.
Almost certainly looking like a Rogue round at the minute. 4 versus 2, as you say. Pasha does does have a strong position here if he finds this kill, which he does, and that brings us now back to 2v3. Pasha's going to dip away, play his life, and that will leave Rogue thinking now. They know they don't have that top floor control, but Candela's could be the difference maker. 2v2, however, as Smash, he manages to find Rips there. 2v1 as Leon manages to get the trade, and that's going to be the round. Rogue managing to find a way. Didn't look like how it was going to end. I didn't think that would come down to kills. I thought we were going to have an opportunity for a plant there, but no, Rogue, they find another way.
Now, the point is, with this approach, with the Ossa, with just top square, it is a very easy take. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to go for a big cough there. So it is an easy approach. You just need to open up, you waste the utility, and when you looked at the utility there, it was 3 smoke canisters and 2 impacts. That's all they had to deny the plant. As soon as those impacts are being tossed at an Ossa with the shield still in hand, yes, of course you're going to be doing damage to the player, but the shield will still be there. And as soon as that shield does get deployed, you do not have anything left anymore to destroy that. Then they can go for a plant. That is when your utility comes in. Of course, in the end, you said it yourself, it did come down to kills, but by the speed that they had in that round, basically by a minute in, 2 smoke canisters and 2 impacts already used, just needing to bait out one last if they wanted to go for a plant.
The Rogue attack certainly got better as the rounds went on. I think they dealt with the problems in front of them quicker was the big factor, the big change that we saw for Rogue in that half. But now then, Outsiders, can they get themselves running quicker? That is the big question here for me, because Rogue, they struggled to get things going for the first 3 rounds. If Outsiders can come out with a better starting attack, it could be a very different story.
Now, you did see a Vulcan charge, or a Hot Pocket, as Emmy likes to call them, placed on top of the castle barricade. And you might be wondering, why would you do that? Well, if they would decide to go for a Gun 6 rush through that door, they will all burn alive, right? Because that will blow up with it and will put down the fire all over the floor there and slowly tick out. So if they get rid of that castle barricade, it will at least not be passable for a couple of seconds more. That is exactly what they put on that position.
Smash just opening up those windows, and we're seeing a similar approach from Outsiders as to that of Rogue. So it's going to be a nice direct contrast that we can have a look at here to see just how they deal with it versus how Rogue did. Now, look at this. 45 seconds in, Hap. We've already got Milon taking control of top floor. There's drones all around him. You can hear them buzzing about. We've got Smash on the windows. Outsiders have come in and got themselves the top floor control very, very quickly. Milon, he's going to dump a drone into Arcaz. He won't actually get in there because of the mute jammer, so he might not be aware of Kanto and his location inside. He's got Nitro in hand, and he's going to be looking for that freebie on the vertical.
It's just waiting for the skeleton key to start opening up a little bit more to give away the game that they're looking to play here. And as one Nitro pops from Leon, it's not going to be finding anything on the side of Outsiders, but there's still one left. Kanto still could toss one up, but he is being watched. The vertical is being watched by the Buck, by Rask. And as he opens up more, that's the Nitro to be tossed out. They've baited it out. They've got exactly what they want. And more than that, they find Kanto. And that is a double win here for the side of Outsiders.
Perfect passage of play for them there as they get themselves the opener and the advantage. 5v4 now. Crying, he's going to rotate upstairs. This could be a big play. Hap Milon, he manages to find Lila, and it just looks like they're a step behind the game here. Rogue, Rask manages to find Crying. He gets the down but doesn't quite secure the kill. They're pushing for it. Deepek can't get it. FMX is there on the cover. 5v1 now. This could be a flawless round on the first attack by Outsiders unless Rips can do something about it. He's got the clutch machine in hand, Hap. He's got the Alder. He's going to have to hold a mouse one for a long time to find these 5.
Finds the first as the diffuser dropped as well, sees the second, finds the kill. 3 and 1, 44 seconds, and the diffuser somewhat under control. He, however, gets sprayed through the small office there. Red pings are coming through, but it's not going to be enough. Pasha finds the headshot, and Outsiders, they lead 5-2 with a very convincing attack here on the open area.
That's a terrible start for Rogue, and I don't mean in terms of their performance necessarily. It was a good attack from Outsiders. What I mean is in terms of the second half of this game. As I said, Outsiders, they came in with 3 very solid defences to begin with. They took the half 4-2. They have come out and shown a much quicker ability to adapt and to attack well than Rogue did. They are not going to need 3 rounds to get themselves running. They've already put one on the board, and Rogue, their backs to the wall. wall here, and let's not forget the stakes that are on this game. Rogue, to guarantee themselves a place in the major, would need both wins. One win here is about 98% secure then, so it is massive for them if they can get the regulation time win here. But if Outsiders get this 3 points, it puts them right in the mix. It puts them on 12 points. Rogue are only on 13. You start looking at an opportunity then for Outsiders to jump, to leapfrog one of these teams for a major spot.
Now, I think Rogue actually only needs 4 points, and with 3 they will be 99.8% secure. But, you know, the first tiebreaker nowadays is no longer head-to-head. It is going to be round differential. Let's say you lose this game with a 7-2, that's a -5. Suddenly you've taken such a big hit that teams like G2, teams like LFO are easily going to be able to overtake you there. So that is something they need to worry about. It's okay to lose this one. That doesn't mean the dream is over yet, but you need to get as many rounds as you possibly can to limitate the damage.
You forgot Eminem, Hap. You forgot Eminem on their
miracle
road to the major.
Very certain that they will. Oh, that's a great first kill of Milan. Deepak just walks right into it. Well droned in, basically him being in the right position at the right time, and that is now that 5v4. Outsiders looking to secure 1 point here against Rogue and put themselves into a position where they can fight for the full 3.
Obviously, Eminem are the pretty much the lowest position team that are realistically in a position to potentially do something, and we were talking about it before we came on broadcast. That's why I have the little joke there. I was sort of saying, I'm the eternal optimist in the team, aren't I? I'm always the one saying, no, they can do it, they can do it. And this time it's Eminem's turn for me to try and beef them up and say, there's a road here whereby they can have this last-ditch attempt. But in reality, Hap, if Outsiders win this game and Eminem beat Na'Vi, then Eminem and Outsiders play each other in the last Playday. First game of the day. That is going to be absolutely huge, because whichever one of those teams win would then leapfrog Rogue, and Rogue play heroic at the end of the day, and it could be for their place in the major. There is so much going on.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very wild last couple of play days here. But we still have this game on our hands here. Outsiders looking to find their first point, hoping to find more, but as Crying finds Rask, that's an important kill. That is the stock suddenly out of play. No one in there anymore to put up the pressure towards that long hallway, towards Kanto, towards the elevators, and that means that Rogue has some extra ground they can retake now. And with the extra thermic going off, they've prepared themselves well on the outside side to go for a plant in just a couple of seconds.
FMX just spraying down through the soft wall there, not going to find his kill. There's a couple of Rogue players that are lower on health than they maybe would like to be, but nothing too drastic at this point in time. They're just trying to hold on to that long corridor. They don't want too much pressure, but Pasha's going to move in and take stock, and now this is dangerous. If one peek comes through there, you just know that Pasha's going to take the opportunity, but no, rather than a peek, it was movement. It was swinging across. The kill comes in. All at once, Hap! All at once it falls apart for Rogue, and Outsiders get kill 1, 2, 3, 4, close out the round, and they go on to map and match point. And oh dear, Rogue, this is not looking good.
It's definitely not looking good here, and as Leon Gids went down, I was like, oh no, that might be it, and indeed, it was. The last 2 kills coming in synchrony there, and 6-4 is, 6-2 is the scoreline, and current placements are 6 and 4. Rogue is going to be losing some momentum here if they do not pick up any points here today. Again, only 4 needed over these last 2 play days. 3 could potentially be enough if Outsiders and Eminem and BDS all leave points behind. But we'll have to wait and see, because this is only the first game out of the last 10 that we will be seeing before the major will be decided. There's still so much to play for most of the teams.
I think, Hap, I could be wrong in saying this, I think every single game, or almost maybe every single game but one, from now till the end of EUL, is influential in the major positions. We don't, usually you'll have 1 or 2 games where it's maybe 8th versus 10th, and they can't. I think every single game on the run-in at this point is pretty much influential in those major spots, and I can't remember an EUL stage where it has been this tight, this down to the wire. We always have 1 or 2 positions to decide on the last day, but But
Yeah.
at the minute, we could still have all three to decide.
Yeah, and when we started off the day, we could have had all 4 decided by the end of it, but by the way that's currently going, this is not going to be the case. So we're definitely going to be going over towards the last very play day to decide at least the final spot for the Charlotte Major. Now, the Monty is on the board, and they have spotted a player near the CCTV stackage there. A grenade from Pasha will be coming around the corner. Please throw it as well, and do not accidentally TK. Don't know why they tossed it there. They should have been aware of his position. First smoke canister used, not too much effect here, but they need to be very careful because they're trying to back him into it. Taking a lot of damage there, Rask. How did Pasha go down?
I'm not sure. I think Pasha may have...
SMG spray apparently got him according to medics. Smoke canister quickly used to try and follow up, and for now Rogue holding on to the tunnel quite well here. Have managed to do a lot of damage to Pasha and Rask, but Milan on the other side will be able to find Kanto. Next challenge though is going to be Deepak with a shotgun behind a shield and some ADSs to support him.
Kanto's had a torrid time of things today. We've seen him be such an influential player for Rogue over the last few weeks, particularly on the entry. 1 and 9 on the day so far. Milon, he's going wild up. He comes in with a second. He clears out blue stairs, and what looked like a tough start for Outsiders has suddenly turned around. They've got server control, but they need to worry about what is going on above them. They've got Smash up there, but there is still Crying playing up in the square skylight, and there is still one inside of Staff and Open, so they need to be cautious. Leon, he's going to be the man on the castle, working the hatches, trying to keep those vertical angles. Smash making the challenge onto Crying. Those two are just going to play their lives. They're going to try to burn as much time on this mid floor as they can now.
Oh, you really do not want to be dropping down here. These hatches are absolutely crucial. You need the top of the square as FMX goes for the plant. Is being covered up by Rask here as smoke canister comes in, but that should be just enough. 45 seconds is all that Rogue have for a 3 onto retake here.
This is not good for Rogue. This could be a big blow to Major Hopes. FMX is down. It's effectively 2v3. Nade comes in to prevent the push from Rogue. There's about 23 seconds for them to do something. That was just the down man taken out. But there is a big kill. 1v2 now. It's all up to Smash. He's got to try and hold on to this Rips. He's going to tickle the diffuser. The cover is there. Can he find his man?
Yes,
no,
he
Smash!
does!
He gets bowled. Unreal from Outsiders. What a performance. They've just shown us a masterclass on Bank and Rogue. They could be in trouble when they are chasing that major spot.
The Outsiders' dream is still alive, and with that, M&M are looking at this as well, and they're like, all right.
Yes, they are.
What we needed is also starting to happen here. There is still the opportunity. And Rogue, while they took a -5 round differential hit, that would be the